Alhamdulillahi wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa amma ba'd. Today's topic is Ahkamu Thimari wal Jallala wa Adabu Shurbi wal Nawm. The rulings regarding plucking the fruits of the fruits of other people from other people's trees or garden, wal Jallala, and the ruling related the animal, the animals, not every animal, the animal that is halal, but consumes or eats something that is filth. You find sometime a cow or even chicken or sometime, yes, they divert from their natural instincts and start eating something filthy or so. So what's the ruling of the Jallala? Wa adabu shurbi wa nawm, and etiquettes relating drinking and etiquettes relating the sleep, meaning before going bed, what you're supposed to say, or how should you sleep, or what are the timings of sleeping, and so on and so forth. So let's start. Is the page number 56? Yes, Hamza.
أحكام الثمار والجلالة وآداب الشرب والنوم. وإن مر إنسان بأثمار حائط بلا حائط أو ناظر مترصد ليأكل ولا يحمل ولو عن
غصونة
وعن أحمد احذر منه وغير المبدد، وعن أحمد احذر مطلقا دون حاجة ومعها بلا غرم
لا تزودي
وليس عليه في المباح غرامة كأكل لضر من محطوط بمبعد.
Okay, Bismillah, let's start. وَإِنْ مَرَّ إِنسَانٌ. So he said أحكام الثمار, meaning what is the ruling of plucking the fruits from other people's trees and gardens and eating, consuming. So he's saying وَإِنْ مَرَّ إِنسَانٌ بِأَثْمَارِ حَائِطٍ بِلَا حَائِطٍ أَوْ نَاظِرٍ مُتَرَصِّدٍ. So meaning when you are passing by someone's garden or trees, if a boundary has been erected, sometimes you find back in India and the other countries, people have gardens and the boundary is made. Okay, so when they have a boundary wall erected, that's to say that no one is allowed. That's why the boundaries are there for. And sometimes you find there is a garden but no boundary, however there is a watchman. How do you say, bodyguard or watchman? Okay, to keep eye, and he won't allow anyone coming close and plucking some fruits. So he's saying if you pass by a garden that hasn't got a boundary, neither there is a watchman. So now we are talking about passing by trees or gardens which don't have boundary, number one, neither they have watchman. Okay, so boundary and watchman are same, because some people may not have boundary but may have a person appointed there to look after and stop other people plucking the fruits. So what if you are passing by some trees or garden which hasn't got either of them? So he's saying in marra insanun bi athmari hayatin bila hayat aw nadir. You happen to pass by trees or garden that hasn't got boundary, neither a watchman. So what's the ruling? Are you allowed to take some fruits and eat? So he's saying ليأكل ولا يحمل ولو أن غصونة وأن أحمد احذر منه غير المبدد. So in this regard there are a number of opinions. He's saying one opinion is that you are allowed to pluck some fruits and eat. However, you are not allowed to take something and fill your bag and go. Meaning if you want to eat one or two, you are allowed, but you're not allowed to take pluck and take and fill your bag or put in something and get away. No, you're not allowed to carry. So that is the one opinion. وَلَا يَحْمِلُ وَلَوْ أَنْ غُصُونَةٍ, meaning you are allowed even not only to use those fruits that are fallen, you are allowed to, not climbing. Yes, climbing is not allowed, scholars say, but you are allowed to pick the fruits that are closed, meaning within your reach. The fruits that are within your reach. So this is the first opinion, that you are allowed to eat, okay, and not only from the fruits that are fallen, you are even allowed to pluck some fruits that is within your reach. One Ahmad uhdur minhu ghayr al-mubaddadi. Another narration of Imam Ahmad, or another opinion of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal is uhdur minhu, meaning don't eat plucking the fruits. غير المبدد, except for those that are fallen. Means sometimes you find, if it is the season, you find some fruits are falling on the ground. So he says take from the ground, but don't pluck it. So how many opinions we got? Two. Which trees we are talking about? That hasn't got boundary and hasn't got watchman. If one of them are there, then you're not allowed at all to use the fruits.
What if it's a really tasty mango?
Okay, it's coming. We'll talk about what is the correct opinion. One Ahmad uhdur mutlaqan duna hajatin. Another opinion of Imam Ahmad is uhdur mutlaqan duna hajatin, meaning don't use other people's fruit except that you are in need, meaning you are hungry, you are a traveler. وَمَاهَا بِلَا غُرْمٍ فَكُلْ لَا تَزَوَّدِي. And with haja, meaning if you are in need, then eat, and there's no penalty you have to pay. But la tazawwadi, eat, that's it, don't carry for your family or for your friends or so. Take whatever you want, few fruits. وَلَيْسَ عَلَيْهِ فِي الْمُبَاهِ غَرَامَةٌ كَأَكْلٍ لِذُرٍّ مِّن مَهُوتٍ بِمُبْعَدِ. Okay, then he's saying وَلَيْسَ عَلَيْهِ فِي الْمُبَاهِ غَرَامَةٌ. If it is allowed, for example, yes, we said there's no boundaries, no watchman, so you are allowed either, according to first opinion, take from fruits that are fallen. The other opinion says yes, you can pluck the fruits that are within your reach, but don't climb. Anyway, anything that is mubah, and let's say the owner comes and asks you to pay, there's no penalty, because what you have did is within your within the reasonable boundaries, or within the thing that was allowed for you. Okay, what's the correct opinion here? The correct opinion is, even if you are passing by a tree that has got boundaries, or yes, don't go close to them, because it says you're not allowed. However, if you take one or two just to taste it, there's no penalty as well. Meaning it's not advisable, but it's neither haram. Scholar says that when you see the fruits especially, and it is the beginning of the season, okay, you may develop the liking, or you may have the desire to eat. So if you're taking one or two, that's fine. But if there are no boundaries, still one or two or even more for eating, that's okay. But don't take too much, and don't carry. Carrying is not allowed in any case. Okay, وَلَا تَتْعَمَنْ مِنْ دَرِّ أَنْعَامِ غَائِبٍ. وَلَا تَتْعَمَنْ مِنْ دَرِّ أَنْعَامِ غَائِبٍ. Meaning, if a person is not there and his animals are there, like the cows or the or goats, and you want to use their milk, he's saying no, you're not allowed, because the owner is not there, so you haven't got the permission. So don't use the milk of the animals whose owner is not there. If the owner is there and he's allowing you, saying okay, you are hungry or thirsty, yes, you can take some milk and drink and go, that's fine, you have got the permission. وَزَرْعٍ بِحَبِّ الرَّتْبِ مِنْهُ بِأَوْكَدِ. What about using something from the plants or from the crops? That is even more prohibited, like the grains or rice or wheat or whatever. You're not allowed in any case, whether there is boundaries or not boundaries. So what is the difference between this one and that one? When you see the fruits are ripe or so, you may develop need, or you may develop liking. Okay, so Sharia is little bit lenient. Yes, you can take one or two, taste and go. But here, there's no one takes the rice, or no one wants the wheat to eat unless you want to fill and sell and make money. So here, altogether is prohibited. Okay, let's move ahead. وَيَحْرُمُ زَرْعٌ أَوْ ثِمَارٌ سَقَيْتَهُ النَّجَاسَةَ أَوْ دَمَلْتُمُوهَا بِأَوْتَدِ. Now he's talking about some other thing. He's saying وَيَحْرُمُ زَرْعٌ أَوْ ثِمَارٌ. He says the fruits and the grains becomes haram if you have saqaytahu an-najasa, meaning the water that you have provided, if it is najis. Sometimes you find, for example, back in India and those where they use water, drainage water goes by, okay, and you find some trees grows the either side of the canal or so. Okay, so from where they get the water is from the dirty water that is flowing in the canal also. So in that case, yes, don't use the fruits or eat the fruits or neither the grains that have been watered by dirty. What happens, because if they are watered, meaning if they have been given water, not the normal one, the dirty water, so it will impact on the production itself. And if you are using, the filth or dirt goes into your body. You are, as they say, what you eat. أَوْ دَمَلْتُمُوهَ بِأَوْتَدِي. Okay, you're not giving water, dirty water, but you're putting dirty stuff. Dirty stuff means filthy stuff, for example, human poo or the other animals' poo. And some of the farmers say that it will work, it will do wonder. But even if it does wonder or not wonder, or if it is beneficial for the plant, we don't look from the angle, because if you are putting, let's say, around the plant near the roots or so, the filthy stuff, then again, I mean, it will take the filth, the tree will take the filth, and whatever it is produced will be impacted by the filth. So in that case also don't use the fruits and the grains. However, here scholars have said, here the author is saying, وَإِن سُقِيَتْ مِنْ بَعْدِ ذَلِكَ بِطَاهِرٍ أُبِيهَتْ. But if a person stops, removes the filthy water, the filthy stuff, and start giving the natural things, the pure water, then after a few days you may start using. After a few days you may start using it fruits. Because whatever the impact of the najasa was there, it will disappear in a couple of days' time. Like it is coming regarding the jallala. The Prophet ﷺ said regarding the animals, get used to, meaning eating filthy stuff, that you retain them and give them the pure food for 3 days. After that, you may start using the milk, and the meat also will become normal. I mean 72 hours. Within 72 hours, whatever they had in the system of the filthy things will disappear. وَإِن سُقِيَتْ مِنْ بَعْدِ ذَلِكَ بِطَاهِرٍ أُبِيهَتْ وَقِيلَ كْرَهْ فَقَدْ لَا تُشَدِّدِ. Okay, if, as I mentioned, if pure water started giving to these plants and the filthy stuff has been removed away from them, then after a few days you may start using their fruits. وَمَا كَانَ أَوْفَى قُوتِهِ مِنْ نَجَاسَةٍ وَقِيلَ كَثِيرًا مِنْهُ حَرِّمْ بِأَوْكِدِ. Okay, now we are talking about the animals. We're talking about the animals. Okay, there was the issue of mad cow disease. What was the reason behind? I mean, long ago, 10, 15 years ago, there was a... Huh?
Feeding the meat.
Yes, feeding the meat and deceiving the cows, meaning changing them in a chemical way, and it would smell like the grass or something. Okay? They would spray, they would make it in a way that it would smell like grass. And the cows started eating, and yes, what happened? They started getting mad, crazy, because that's not their natural food. So sometimes the cow and the other animal, like a chicken or so, they develop this habit of eating najis. So they are called jallala, meaning any animal, halal animal, that is eating najis. So what's the ruling? So he's saying, وَمَا كَانَ أَوْفَى قُوتِهِ مِنْ نَجَاسَةٍ. If what it eats, the majority thing that is eating is the najis, then yes, don't consume the milk and don't consume the meat, and neither the egg as well, if it is chicken. وَقِيلَ كَثِيرًا مِنْهُ حَرِّمْ بِأَوْكِدِ. Okay, what if the majority food that is consuming is not filth, but still, meaning it's not majority, more than 50% food, but yes, still it is eating some filth, let's say 25-30%. It is also in great quantity, not majority, but some animals are eating a lot, let's say. I mean, there are two scenarios. One is where the majority food is filth, and the other one is majority food is not filth, but still what we say good amount of filth animal is eating. It's not majority, but still large. So again here also وَقِيلَ كَثِيرًا مِنْهُ حَرِّمْ. So there is another opinion that even if it is not majority its food is haram, but still if it is eating in a large quantity also, still don't make use of the meat and the what we say milk and eggs as well if it is chicken. And those are the animals that are called jallala. And it has been mentioned in the hadith as well, Prophet ﷺ mentioned. And not only eating the meat and prohibited and the milk, even if like say it is an animal like horse or something, don't make use of, yes, for riding as well don't use, because what happens if they are eating, then even the what we say the sweat that they'll discharge will be najis. Okay, then Prophet ﷺ says, "Salasata ayyamin," retain them for three days. Retain them means don't let them go out by themselves. Retain them, and during those 3 days, obviously give natural food also. So whatever in the system is disappear, and then thereafter, if they change the habit, then you can make use of the milk, and you can consume them as well. And if they are animals for ride, you can ride them. So this one tells us that the Islam is a true religion and comprehensive. You find the what we say guidance regarding almost everything the human being needs in their life. Okay, now he's saying وَمَنْ لَمْ يُرِيدَ أَنْ يَذْبَحَ الْبُدْنَ آجِلًا يَجُزْ أَلْفَهَا أَحْيَانًا النَّجِسَ الرَّدِي. Now the author is saying وَلَمْ يُرِيدَ أَنْ يَذْبَحَ الْبُدْنَ آجِلًا, meaning you got an animal but you're not looking to slaughter and eat it in near future. Okay, let's say Qurban is after 6 months and you got an animal. Your intention is for udhiyah. So he's saying وَمَنْ لَمْ يُرِيدَ أَنْ يَذْبَحَ الْبُدْنَ آجِلًا, if the animal is not meant to be slaughtered in near future, يَجُزْ أَلْفُهَا أَحْيَانًا النَّجِسَ الرَّدِي. So sometime you can give this time, sometime. Okay, however, if you avoid altogether, that is better. Why he's saying if you are not looking for slaughter in future? If you are looking to slaughter an animal in future, in near future, don't give him any filthy, because that may remain in the system and have impact on the meat. But let's say an animal is meant to be slaughtered after 6 months. So little bit, when we say najis, we don't mean the poo and I mean some plants also may have something in them. Okay, so he's saying yajuz alfa ahyanan, giving them najis may be okay, but if you avoid giving them altogether, not giving them, that will be fine. If you avoid altogether, that is better. وَإِطْعَامُهُ الْمَهْزُورَةَ اللَّحْمِ جَائِزٌ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ مَعَ كُرْهِ كُلٍّ بِأَوْكَدِ. Now he's saying إِطْعَامُهُ الْمَهْزُورَةَ اللَّحْمِ. What about an animal that is not meant to be consumed? Are you allowed to give him some food, like donkey, let's say? وَإِطْعَامُهُ الْمَهْزُورَةَ اللَّحْمِ, meaning the animal whose meat is haram. Can we feed them something waste? When we say filthy, not necessarily extremely filthy, something waste or so. He's saying jaizun ala nafsi ma kurhin. He's saying it is fine, but still it is disliked. Why it is fine? Because yes, you're not going to make use of the meat, so you can give them the waste, but ma kurhin, meaning still it is disliked, because they are also a creature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you are the owner, give them the nice food, even though you're not going to make use of the milk and meat. But yes, the case is different. When you compare donkey with the cow, the case is different. From the cow you make use of milk and maybe meat as well. Now he's saying ويكره في التمر القران ونهوه وقيل مع الشريك لا في التفرد. Now he's talking about the etiquettes of eating. He's saying when you are eating dates, يكره القران, don't eat two dates together. Qiran means combining two, taking two pieces, or not two pieces, two dates and eating them at the same time. This is called qiran. So he's saying ويكره في التمر القران ونحوه, meaning eating two dates together is makruh. Makruh means disliked. ونحوه, or it is not dates but something similar. Like what something similar? For example, grapes, okay, or even biscuits. Generally speaking, people take one at a time and eat. And if someone is taking 3, 4 and putting all together and eating, yes, that may be also included in the ruling. وَيُكْرَهُ فِي التَّمْرِ الْقِرَانُ وَنَحْوُهُ. So in the dates, or like of the dates, eating two at one time is disliked. وَقِيلَ مَعَ الشَّرِيكِ لَا فِي التَّفَرُّدِ. Another opinion says that this is disliked when you are eating with other people. Why for? Why is it disliked when you are eating other people? Meaning you may be eating 2 or 3 at one time, so you end up eating a lot and depriving other people from their normal share. So one has to be considerate of that as well, yes. If some dates are there in a plate or so, and you're taking 2 or 3 or 4 at one time, then yes, it shows, it is a sign of greediness, and it is a sign that you're not being considerate of other people and depriving them from their share. So that's why he said, Ma tashriki, when you're eating with other people, it is disliked. What if you're eating on your own? Okay, there are two opinions. One says, even if you're eating on your own, eat with ease. There's no need to rush and put 2, 3 days at one time. But people say, okay, here the matter is a little bit easier than the previous one, because it is you and you're eating, so it is up to you which way you want to eat. But still it is better to take your time and take one piece at a time. Yes?
It's not just dates. Does this also apply to like chicken platters, for example? Like if you're going out to a restaurant and there's there's a lot of food there, and you shouldn't try and eat two at the same time.
Yes, it may be. That's what I said, the biscuits or chicken wings, for example, the small one. If someone is taking 2, 3 at a time,
you just stop.
And especially when you're with other people. If you're on your own, still it is good to eat with ease or so, but the matter is a little bit easier when you're eating with other people. Okay, ولا بأس عند الأكل من شبع الفتى ومكروه الإسراف والثلث أكدي. Okay, now he's saying ولا بأس عند الأكل. Sometimes it is fine to eat full, especially if someone is young, meaning eating and filling the belly. Sometimes it's okay, especially when someone is young. Teenagers, yes, they eat a lot compared to older people. However, وَمَكْرُوهُ الْإِسْرَافِ. Israf is extravagant, is always disliked, and the best way is to eat 1/3. Sulus means 1/3 of your tummy, and other third for water, other third for breathing. Yes, for breathing, for the air. Okay, so where is the dalil to say it is only occasionally one should eat at full, not every time? Because it's the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, meaning it, part of the hadith is that some morsels should be enough for son of Adam, and 1/3 for food, 1/3, the same hadith tells us. However, sometimes it's fine. And there is a dalil that on one occasion, the milk was given to Prophet ﷺ as a gift. And this is authentic hadith. So there was a milk, Abu Huraira was hungry, radiallahu anhu, and it was in a small bowl. So Prophet ﷺ called him, and then he said, okay, go and call the other people of Sufa. He was thinking that is enough for him and Prophet ﷺ, and now Prophet ﷺ is asking to call the other students, Ashabu Sufa. Okay, anyway, they came, and then Prophet ﷺ was passing the bowl to each one, saying, drink, 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 until the turn came to Abu Huraira. So Prophet ﷺ said, Abu Huraira, drink. He drank. He said, no, more. He said, more. Until he said, oh, Messenger of Allah, there is no room, anything, no room left, meaning full. And then at the end, Prophet ﷺ drank for himself. So from here, scholars have derived the ruling that sometimes it is fine. You like it, or like they say, the day of cheating or something, you have gone for eating in a hotel or something. Sometimes if you are eating full, that's okay, but not every single day. And I mentioned the beautiful story of Imam Shafi rahimahullah. Imam Shafi is a student of Imam Malik. Okay? And Imam Shafi himself is teacher of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. So these three Imam have a relationship linked with one another. Malik is more senior, Shafi is student of Imam Malik, Imam Ahmad is student of Imam Shafi. So Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal used to praise Imam Shafi a lot, and Imam Shafi rahimullah was deserving for all those praise. So one day Imam Shafi went to see Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, and Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal hosted him one night. And what happened? So the food was presented. I mean, the dinner was given, and Imam Shafi liked the food and ate. Generally speaking, scholars and those righteous people, they leave something. They don't finish on the plate, or they don't eat all food. But on that occasion, Imam Shafi ate whatever was given to him. And during the night time, when the bed was prepared, he went on the bed, lay down, and didn't offer the Qiyamul Layl. And for the Fajr, when Fajr time came, he didn't ask for water for wudu, went with Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal to the mosque and offered the Fajr prayer. In the morning, his household, meaning wife and children, they were saying, look, you praise Imam Shafi a lot, and he used to say this and this and this and this, and we found these three things not good. Eating all the food that was given to him, sleeping and not doing the Qiyamul Layl, and going and praying without wudu either. He said, okay, I will bring the information, the news for you. So he went to his teacher. I mean, he was still with him at the home. He said, this is what my family members are saying. Can you please explain? He said, yes, I can explain. As for the first thing, he said, there's no food more halal available in Baghdad than the food given or presented or available in the house of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. And on some occasion it is fine. Meaning, yes, what happens? Sometimes some people, yes, prepare the food, but you're not sure their source of income and where they have got those food for. So Imam Shafi said, the food in Baghdad, there's no food more halal available than the food of the home of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. So he might not have been eating full for a number of days, and he mentioned this hadith on occasionally is fine if you are eating and satisfying yourself on occasion sometimes. As for the Qiyamul Layl, he said, yes, I didn't do Qiyamul Layl, but I was busy pondering over a hadith and deriving ruling. Which hadith? It is in Sahih Bukhari. Ya Nughair, Ya Aba Nughair, Ya Aba Umair, ma fa'al Nughair. Ya Aba Umair, ma fa'al. The little companion, little boy, and he had a little minor bird. He used to play with him, and the bird died, and he was very sad. So when Prophet ﷺ went to him, he was consoling him, saying, Ya Aba Umair, what happened? What happened to the bird? How it died? So he was saying that I was deriving rules. And some scholars said that he mentioned that he derived thousands of rulings from that one hadith. So he said, even though he didn't do Qiyamul Layl, but I was in something better. Qiyamul Layl is sunnah, and spending your time learning the religion is more rewarding and more beneficial, more better than the Nafil prayer and the Qiyamul Layl. As for the third one, because I was awake, I was on the bed laying, but I was awake, pondering over the hadiths and deriving the rulings and principles from there. So I didn't break my wudu. I was not in need to do wudu. I didn't sleep. So that was our scholars, Imam Shafi, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Imam Malik, and yes, Imam Abu Hanifa as well. Okay, shall we take 10-15 minutes more? What time the prayer, you said?
10:45 now, so we have time if people have energy.
Okay, it is 7 past 10 until 15 past, let's say, half an hour. ويحسن قبل. Okay, anyway, eating sometimes is fine, but we need to avoid israf. كلوا واشربوا لا تسرفوا. Eat and drink, but don't waste. Don't avoid israf. ويحسن قبل المسح لاق أصابين وأكل فتات ساقط بتثرد. He's saying ويحسن قبل المسح لاق أصابين, meaning before you wipe out your hand or wash, it is good to lick, meaning if there's any food attached with your fingers, it's good to lick them before you use tissue paper or wash. And there are hadiths, I think this issue has been mentioned earlier as well. وَأَكْلُ قُتَاتٍ سَاقِطٍ بِتَثَرُدِ. And if any food drops on the floor, on the table, so pick up and eat, don't leave them. Okay, but if you see something has attached, then move the stuff, the little thing, and then eat the remaining. For example, if you're eating on this table and a piece of chicken dropped, okay, don't leave it for shaitan. This is also mentioned in the hadith. Pick it and eat, and showing what we say, respect to the food and the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَيَحْسُنُ تَصْغِيرُ الْفَتَى. Okay, in the previous line he said it's okay for young person to eat sometime full. As for the older, I said it's not good for them. وَيَحْسُنُ تَصْغِيرُ الْفَتَى لُقْمَةَ الْغَدَى. He's saying the morsel should be small. It is good to keep the morsel small. For example, if there is a food and you are picking like that way and eating, and that's no good. It shows the greed and it's not it's not according to the etiquette. So يحسن تصغير الفتى, meaning a person or young person, generally speaking it is young or teenage, yes, of that age they will eat a lot because they are still growing and they have the appetite. So he's saying it is good to keep the morsel small, and small, it is good for the health as well. What happens sometimes you take a big piece and put in your mouth, you may not be able to chew it properly or take it inside, and you may get choked. So keep the morsels normal. وَبَعْدَ الْإِبْتِلَاءِ ثَنِّ. And after you have taken one inside, take the other one. For example, still you have got food and you are taking and putting again. So yes, these are the etiquettes of eating that he's mentioning, which are very good. وَبَعْدَ الْإِبْتِلَاءِ ثَنِّ, meaning take the next one after getting the first one below. وَالْمَضْغَ جَوِّدِ, and chew them properly, meaning don't eat in haste. Try to chew them proper, then take inside, and that is good for your digestion as well. وَتَخْلِيلُ مَا بَيْنَ الْمَوَاضِعِ بَعْدَهُ وَأَلْقِ وَجَانِبْ مَا نَهَى اللَّهُ تَهْتَدِي. وَتَخْلِيلُ مَا بَيْنَ الْمَوَاضِعِ. Okay, removing the stuff after you have eaten, especially from between your teeth or so, is good. تَخْلِيلُ مَا بَيْنَ الْمَوَاضِعِ. Mawadi means the places where you think that some piece of meat or something has stuck or so. So it is good to use what you call toothpicks. Okay, use them. And he's saying وَأَلْقِ, and don't swallow them, meaning throw them. After you have eaten and you think there is a meat or something left, use those toothpicks, and whatever comes, don't take them inside. Why don't take them inside? Because sometimes when you are using the toothpicks, maybe something that is coming not from the food that you have eaten just now. Okay, maybe it is from the previous meal or so. And once something remains, obviously they get bad and they have bad smell as well. So it is good not to take them inside, throw them. Alqi, throw. Wajani ma nahallah, and stay away from things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prohibited. Tahtadi, you will be guided. وَغَسْلُ يَدٍ قَبْلَ الطَّعَامِ وَبَعْدَهُ, and wash your hand before food and wash after. Okay, yes, during the corona, may Allah keep us safe, they were highlighting the issue that the more dirty organ of your body is the hand, because you touch everything through your hands. Keep your hands clean. So that's what he's saying. It is sunnah etiquette is to wash your hand before you eat and after. وَيُكْرَهُ بِالْمَتْءُومِ غَيْرَ مُقَيِّدِ. And don't try to clean your hands with something that is with something that you eat, like piece of bread, for example. After you have finished eating, don't take a piece of bread to clean your hands. Rather use water or tissue paper, because that is showing disrespect to the food. ويكره بالمتوم غير مو ويكره نوم المرء من قبل غسله من الدهن والألبان للفم واليد. And it is disliked to sleep before you wash your hand and your face, especially when you have consumed الدهن والألبان, means something you have consumed, something fatty thing, or you have drank milk or so. So he's saying it is disliked to sleep before washing your face and your mouth and washing your hand, especially after consuming these things. What happens? Because the smell may remain, like even the meat as well, the meat or milk or the cheese, there are something, the smell remains. And here it is cold country, but if you are not washing properly your hand, your face, in the hot countries, you may attract some insects or something, because they get the smell and they come close to you and may, Nazullah, try to lick your hands or so and cause harm while you are sleeping. And it has been mentioned in the hadith as well. Prophet ﷺ said if something bad happens to him, he has to blame no one except himself. And that's why the doctors also encourage us to brush your teeth before you go to the bed.
Some people, they sleep with their mouths open as well. So
Yes, that's also. Some people sleep and the mouth naturally is open. Okay, you may be safe in these countries, cold countries, but hot countries like Asian countries or Saudi as well, hot country, or African countries, yes, it may cause danger. Okay, we'll stop here. 15 past. Subhanakallah wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Any question regarding the?
Yes, please.
Yes, Bashir.
In the UK, if there's a bush that is in your neighbour's garden and it's hanging over into your garden, then you can cut that part that's growing into your garden. And I guess in the same way you can take the fruit that's growing into your garden. Is it?
I'm not exactly sure, but it may be the case because, yes, the branches is falling into your garden. And I forgot to mention the other beautiful story. Imam Abu Hanifa. Okay, Imam Abu Hanifa, rahimullah. This Ramadan, we took the stories of the Salaf. And I spent 2 days about the biography of Imam Abu Hanifa as well. Rahimullah. For us, because we follow the correct path, we don't have any issues, any problem with any particular imam or particular sheikh or particular faqih. Because we haven't taken upon ourselves that we follow only him. It is them who follow one person, they don't like the other people. Ask about someone Hanafi, for example, to say a few good words about Imam Shafi, never heard from them and from the scholars. And vice versa as well. It's not only them, vice versa as well. Okay, anyway, Imam Abu Hanifa, rahimullah, his parents were very righteous. And that's how the children come. If the parents are righteous, it will pass to the children. So his father was walking, and then he found an apple on the path. So he took a bite, and then he thought, it is halal for me. Then he saw that the tree or some branches were hanging over the path, but still he didn't feel comfortable. He said, I need to seek permission, I need to tell the owner. So he knocked the door, and it was the watchman. He said, no, I'm the watchman, I'm not the owner of the garden, but if you want the owner, you go there. So he went there and knocked the door, and the owner came. He said, what? He said, okay, this is what happened. I was passing and the apple was falling on the path. I took and ate from it or took some bite, then I realized that it may be not halal for me. Let me seek permission from the owner, even though it was falling on the path. But out of what we say righteousness or wara, he said, I came to seek your permission. And the man looked at him. He said, okay, is that the case? He said, yes. He said, yes, I can forgive you with one condition. What the condition? You have to marry my daughter. He said, okay, this is not punishment, this is a gift. Oh, you're offering. It's not a punishment, it is a gift. I mean, he didn't say, but he thought in himself. He said, yes, fine, Imam. I said, fine. He said, okay, but there is something I need to tell you about my daughter. He said, what? He said, she is Amya. She can't see, Bakma, cannot speak, and cannot hear, and cannot move. Meaning not functioning at all. But if you want me to forgive for the apple and not hold you responsible, then you have to marry. He was thinking that, look, little sin I have done, and he's asking me a big, massive price. But because of his iman, he wanted to free himself from the liability of the little apple that he took. He agreed. He agreed. Who will agree to marry someone with those qualities because of that one? And look what happened, he agreed. And he said, look, I don't have a home. He said, I will host you for a few days and then you prepare your own accommodation also. Then once the act was done and he went to the room, he said, Salaam alaikum. And the girl turned and said, Wa alaikum salam. And walked to him, brought him to the bed, shook his hand. And he was surprised. And she was beautiful as well. He was surprised. He said, it's you. Your dad said that you cannot speak, cannot see, cannot hear, cannot move. And here you are, mashallah, beautiful and normal and everything is fine. He said, yes, I am blind. In the sense, he said that I am blind. He is true as well. In the sense that I don't see anything haram. And when he said that I am dumb, I don't speak anything illegal, anything wrong. When he said that I am deaf, I don't hear anything that is illegal. And when he said I am disabled, can't move, yes, that's the case. I don't go anywhere except from home to the mosque. So in that sense, he might have told me that I am. So the father played a trick because he saw that man is righteous and he's caring about his religion and he's worried about the little apple. So he said, I can't find anyone more religious person for my daughter than him. And as a result, the baby was born and who became Imam Abu Hanifa. Okay, subhanakallah wa bihamdika.